My name is Shamal Ranasinghe, and I'm a co-founder of Topspin. Topspin is a digital media company. We focused on artist services on the web. But there's a fundamental shift going on. The music industry is being totally disrupted by technology, and a good indication of that is what's happening on the consumer side of it. There truly is a digital music revolution going on. Right now, it's mostly for the music fan. The music fan is swimming through music more than ever before. They're able to get any music right now with a few clicks on a keyboard. They can access any song. So I feel truly that there is a revolution on the music side for the fan, but that revolution hasn't come to fruition yet for the artist. And that's what we're working on. Right now, the artist still is struggling to promote themselves, especially the emerging artist, in a world where there's so much music on the internet, and fans are really having a tough time kind of finding good emerging music. So we're trying to provide the tools for artists to help them market themselves on the net and kind of cut through the noise and cultivate a fan base and kind of grow this small fan base into a larger fan base and make a more meaningful connection and get those fans to also market on their behalf. The artist uses our tools to upload all their digital media and manage it in a vault. So they upload it in lossless, everything from songs, images, and videos. And then they also import their fans, and more importantly, they manage their fans. They're able to segment their fan base, identify their super fans, and then reach out to them and tell them that, hey, they have a new release coming, help them market it, and they're going on tour, and they'll be able to find out fans in certain geographical regions and message them appropriately. And those fans interact back with the artist, but they don't interact with each other. So it's not necessarily a community, it's not a social network. Think of it more in the sense of a professional networking system. So this is where your artist will manage their own network. Well, the mission of the company is to help artists make a living. So we are not just focused on the marketing of artists, but we're also focused on generating revenue for them. The artist will own their own destination. They will own their own domain, and they will customize it to their heart's content. But when they want to plug in the more complicated infrastructure pieces, like the streaming of audio and video, or the credit card transactions, or the digital distribution, then they use us. And what used to be a very expensive proposition for the artist to build their own direct connection with their fans and e-commerce systems that would cost tens of thousands of dollars is now really much more affordable with Topspin, because we don't take we only take our revenue share when the artist makes money. Well, for the artist, the direct connections mean, economically speaking, just a higher margin, because there's no more middlemen in the way between the artist and the fan. So the record label's not taking a cut, the distributor's not taking a cut, the record store's not taking a cut, and that means more profit goes back to the artist directly. So economically speaking, per transaction, it's just more valuable to have a direct connection with your fans, especially those fans who pay. It also saves costs. It saves marketing costs, because now when you have an artist with a subsequent release, they don't have to find those fans again. They have those fans in a database, and it costs next to nothing to reach out to them and say, hey, I got another release. If you're interested, go here and buy it directly from me. On the fan side of it, the fans don't get just a standard compact disc anymore. What they do is they can actually go to the artist and pick from a range of offers, everything from the digital file to the CD, all the way to these different bundles that are just more deluxe and limited edition. And the fan also gets just closer to the artist, which I think is what almost all fans want. We would like to really be a part of the digital music revolution as it pertains to artists. And we'd like to be a part of that story where artists are fully empowered and they have the choice of whether they want to work with a record label or not. And there are clear alternatives to that path. And we would like to be one of those key alternatives. The artist is starting to think of themselves as brands, because it's no longer about recorded music. in the sense that that's not the end all be all. Recorded music is as you know, is decreasing in terms of revenue potential, and it's being used more and more as a way to acquire fans and get permission-based relationships with fans. So now artists are starting to think of the different revenue streams that they're in, and how they themselves can kind of drive or be the hub of those revenue streams. So it's everything from the recorded music to maybe some videos that also portray the artist in interesting ways, and also the fashions that they're wearing, and the logos that they're bringing to the t-shirts and to the merch stands and to the live music experience as well. It's much more about the overall experience with the artist, and how they represent that digitally is what we're interested in. Personally, I hope that in this new world where artists don't need middlemen and record labels anymore, that they do create music that comes from the heart, and that they don't feel the need to be successful on radio, or necessarily, they're not creating music that they feel needs to be successful for the people who are selling it, and that they can create music just for themselves. And with this, I think we're starting to see a little bit of it, but I think that we're just giving them the tools now so that they can really make the most of it, so that the future is one in which artists are really creating music for themselves. So the power is going to go really back to the artist and to the fan. So as the record labels and the incumbent players start to be disrupted and start to kind of change their positions and lose power, that power is going to go back to the artist, and it's going to go back to the fan.